And Gilbert, here we go. We're down to the Final Four. I think one of the four teams was expected, maybe not the others. And it should provide for some really good, intriguing stories. And without further ado, let's just get right into it because I know we got a lot to talk about. All right, so is this a fair line here? We don't see this a lot in conference finals. The Celtics 10-point favorites in game one against the Indiana Pacers. The total, Gilbert, is 220.5. This has been a high-flying Indiana team all season long, so this is why they got to set the total there. But if Boston wins, probably goes under. I think that's fair to say. But if Boston wins, do they cover the 10? Really interesting line here, I think, with the side and total.
Craig, I had the same thought when I saw the line for this game. And I think what goes into it is the fact the Celtics in both game ones of these playoffs have made statements. I think they beat the Heat by 25 points and beat the Cavaliers by 20 points. So I understand when they're playing a Pacers team who just played in a very emotional, high intensity game 7 2 days ago, there is a little bit of a cushion there. I think the Celtics could come out and probably make a big statement to start, and the Pacers will probably maybe catch up a little bit later, but it might be too much. So I actually do like the Celtics in 10 points in this one. I look at the Pacers, had a big game 2 days ago, and they also had a rough start in game ones in both of their previous series as well. So history would lend itself towards the Celtics taking care of business tonight.
All right, so the hot conversation is not the Celtics winning the series, because I think that most are predicting that. The hot conversation is how many games it goes. So let's take a look at that over on FanDuel. 5.5 is the total that has been set. If it goes 6 games, you would win $120 on your $100 bet, as an example, and not a ton of value here at all on the under that. So, Gilbert, can we make the case that Indiana steals a game in Boston somehow? I mean, if that happens, then this is definitely going to go over, I think, the 5.5.
I actually do like this series to go at 6 games. It's not going any more than 6 games, but I think that the Celtics have kind of let other teams hang around. They played very injured Heat and Cavaliers teams and still managed to lose games to both of those teams. This is the healthiest team they've played all postseason, and they're still without Kristaps Porzingis for at least the first 2 games of this series. I think the Pacers are very talented. They have the capability to get hot, as we saw in Game 7 against that Knicks team. So that's the formula to steal a game and maybe catch the Celtics by surprise. When the series swings back to Indiana, it's going to be a raucous environment, and they had some success with the Celtics this season, so I can see them going to 6 games.
Yeah, I agree. I do like that too. I do think Indiana's going to fight a little bit, and I do like that as far as going over that total there. Okay, so now the tougher series to call, without a doubt. I mean, let's just get real here. I mean, Minnesota, Gilbert is favored to win the series, but I don't know. I mean, Dallas is going to win some games, and if they get hot, I mean, and Luka gets hot, all of a sudden this goes to 7. It's anybody's. But Minnesota is favored in game 1. We know what that environment is going to be like. It's going to be incredible. Total is 206.5. I mean, Gilbert, is game 1 the game that Dallas wins in Minnesota? I mean, I know next week we're going to be talking, and I'm going to tell you this now. Dallas is going to win a game in Minnesota. I don't know when it's going to happen. It could be tonight. It could be the next game. It could be game 5 or 7. Dallas will win a road game, in my opinion. Is this the one tonight?
You know what, Craig? You mentioned the environment. It's an environment 20 years in the making for this Timberwolves team, and I don't think that they're going to lose game 1, having not played a Western Conference Finals game in the Twin Cities in the last 20 years. Similar to the Celtics-Pacers series, there are 2 teams. The Timberwolves are 2-0 in game 1s this postseason, and the Mavs are 0-2 in game 1s this postseason. So you can see that the Timberwolves are trying to make a statement to start the series, and the Mavericks are feeling things out a little bit. I'm torn between this series being a toss-up and the Mavericks having no chance. But why I say that is that the Mavericks kind of feel like a team of destiny the way that they've been doing things. But I think game 1 will go to Minnesota.
Yeah, and I misspoke. Tomorrow night is game 1 of that series. Now, in terms of the total amount of games that this will go, it's flipped like the other one. Over is minus 175 on the 5.5, and I think that, Gilbert, maybe we just both agree on that. So what do? I guess you just don't do anything, right? Because I think that we think at least 6, if not 7.
Yeah, it feels like at least 6 or 7, the Mavericks team, they just have the star power with Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic. Doesn't really matter anywhere else, but Luka Doncic has been hampered by that injury a little bit in his right knee, but he seemed to get it together towards the end of that Thunder series. But on the flip side, Minnesota is so principled and so good defensively, they're going to make life difficult for those two-star players. But I think it's going to be a chess match, two teams that have played really good defense throughout the postseason. I think that is going to make it a grind it out, slug it out series that a lot of games could come down to the wire, like we've seen with both of these teams in the playoffs.
All right, finally, the Celtics are minus 160 to win the NBA championship. Look, I understand why they are the favorites, but Gilbert, through the years, Boston has shocked us with some underperforming play and fired some coaches and hired some other coaches, and the season has ended in disappointment a lot. Now, look, they look the best that they have amongst those other times where they were favored either to win the East or favored to win a series. Is this the time they get it done, or could Minnesota, Dallas, or even Indiana surprise them?
This feels like the year that the Celtics get it done. Of the other teams, though, I think Minnesota is best equipped to do it. We saw what they did to the defending champs in the last round. Backs were against the wall, down and out, and still somehow found a way to get the job done. Their perimeter defense matches up well with what the Celtics do best with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. So when you think about Jaden McDaniels, think about Anthony Edwards, think about Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert. The Timberwolves do check a lot of the boxes that a championship winner has. So I'm expecting both of those teams to be in the NBA Finals. We can call it the Kevin Garnett Bowl, and we'll see. But I think the Timberwolves have the best chance of knocking the Celtics off than anybody else.
Yeah, and if it is Boston, Minnesota, we could see some totals, some betting totals under 200, which we just don't see. I mean, two really good defensive teams. It's been a while since defense has won an NBA championship. It may be the case this year. All right, Gilbert, great to catch up with you once again. We'll talk again next week.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it, Craig.